I always thought I had the perfect family. My dad was my hero, my mum was my best friend, and my little sister Emma was the light of our home. But 3 months ago, everything I believed about my life turned out to be a complete lie. It started on what should have been the happiest day of my life, my wedding day. I was getting ready in the bridal suite when my phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. Check your email. You deserve to know the truth before you say, "I do." My heart dropped. I opened my email, and there it was, a folder full of photos that would destroy everything I thought I knew. The first photo showed my dad with another woman, but not just any woman. She was holding a baby that looked exactly like Emma when she was little. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely scroll. But here's where it gets absolutely insane. The woman in the photo, she wasn't some random affair. She was my dad's first wife. And that baby? That was my older brother I never knew existed. I'm standing there in my wedding dress, mascara running down my face, trying to process that my entire family had been lying to me for 25 years. But wait, it gets worse. So much worse. The documents showed that my dad had been living a double life since before I was born. Every business trip, every weekend he was working late, every family vacation where he mysteriously had to leave early, he was with his other family, his real family, according to the marriage certificates I was staring at. You know what's driving me crazy? All those times I defended him to my friends when they said he seemed distant. "Oh, Dad's just focused on work," I'd say. I was such an idiot. But here's the kicker that made me want to scream. My mum knew. The entire time. There were text messages between them, arguments about money, about visits, about keeping the kids separated. My mom knew and never told me. I stumbled out of the bridal suite like a zombie. I found my mum in the hallway, and I just held up my phone. The look on her face told me everything. Pure guilt. Not surprise, guilt. "Sweetie, let me explain," she started, but I cut her off. "Explain what? That you've been lying to me my entire life? That I have a brother I've never met, and you know what she said? We were protecting you." Protecting me? From what? From having a relationship with my own brother. From understanding why my dad never seemed fully present. The wedding was in 2 hours. 2 hours. My guests were already arriving, and I'm having a complete mental breakdown in a church hallway. But then, oh my God, you're not going to believe this, Emma appeared. Sweet, innocent Emma, who I thought was my baby sister. She took one look at my face and said, "You found out about Michael, didn't you?" My knees literally gave out. Emma knew too. She was only 16, and she'd known about our secret brother this whole time. "How long?" I whispered. "Since I was 12, she said. "Dad brought me to meet them once when you were away at college." I felt like I was drowning. My sister, who I shared everything with, had been keeping this massive secret for 4 years. 4 years of family dinners, holidays, and she never said a word. "Where are they now?" I asked. Emma looked terrified. "About 20 minutes away," she whispered. "In the blue house on Maple Street, the one we drive past when we go to Grandma's." My heart stopped. The blue house. I had admired that house for years. I used to tell my friends how cute it was. I had unknowingly been stalking my own family's second home. Do you know what I did next? I got in my car, still in my wedding dress, and drove to that house. I parked across the street and just stared. There was a swing set in the backyard, the exact same one we had growing up. And then I saw him. My dad, coming out the front door with a boy who looked exactly like him. My brother, Michael, he was tall, maybe 22, with my dad's eyes and smile. They were laughing about something, completely comfortable with each other. And I realized this wasn't some dirty secret. This was his life, his real life. I watched them for about 10 minutes, and you know what broke my heart the most? The way they interacted. Natural, easy, like they saw each other all the time, because they did. While I was lucky to get one meaningful conversation with my dad per month, this kid got him every day. That's when I saw her, Dad's first wife. She came out to join them, and they looked like the perfect family. The family I thought we were. When she hugged my dad, it wasn't awkward, it was comfortable. Like 18 years of marriage comfortable. I sat there in my wedding dress, crying in my car, watching my dad live his real life, and I finally understood why he always seemed like he was somewhere else when he was with us. Because mentally, he was somewhere else. Then Michael looked directly at my car. Our eyes met through the windshield, and I saw recognition flash across his face. He knew who I was. He walked over slowly, cautiously. "You must be Sarah," he said through my window. His voice was gentle. "I've wanted to meet you for so long." I rolled down the window, probably looking like a complete disaster. You know about me?" "Of course I know about you," he said. "You're my sister. I have pictures of you from your graduations. Dad talks about you all the time." This completely shattered me. While I was discovering I had a brother, he'd been knowing about me, caring about me, wanting a relationship with me for years. Why didn't you ever reach out? Dad made us promise never to contact you guys directly, but I sent you those photos today because I couldn't let you get married thinking your family was something it's not. You deserve the truth. Michael was the anonymous sender. My own brother, who I'd never met, cared enough about me to blow up my world rather than let me live a lie. We talked for an hour in that car. I learned that he was pre-med, just like I was in college. That he played guitar, just like me. We were so similar, it was almost scary. He told me about growing up, knowing he had sisters he couldn't meet. About asking Dad why we couldn't all be together, and never getting a real answer. When I finally drove back to the church, my wedding was supposed to have started an hour ago. My fiancé was pacing in the parking lot, worried sick. When he saw me, he ran over. "Where have you been?" Then he saw my face. What happened? I told him everything. And you know what he said? "We can postpone the wedding. This is huge, Sarah. You need time to process this." That's when I knew I was marrying the right person. He just wanted to support me. We postponed the wedding and told our guests there was a family emergency, which wasn't technically a lie, right? The next few weeks were hell. I confronted my parents together, and the fight was epic. My dad kept saying he never meant to hurt anyone. My mom kept insisting they were going to tell me when the time was right. "When?" I screamed. "When would the time have been right? When I turned 30, 40, when you died?" The truth came out slowly. Dad had married his first wife right out of high school. They had Michael, then went through a rough patch. Instead of getting divorced, Dad just left. Started over with my mom. But he never actually got divorced until I was 10 years old. When he finally divorced his first wife, he immediately remarried her. So legally, my mum was the other woman for 10 years, even though she didn't know it. Dad had been lying to everyone. The hardest part was confronting Emma. "Why didn't you tell me?" She broke down crying. "I wanted to so many times, but Mom and Dad made me promise, and I was scared of breaking up our family." "Our family was already broken," I told her. "It was broken from the beginning. I've been in therapy for 2 months now. My relationship with my parents is complicated. I'm angry, but I also understand they were in an impossible situation that Dad created. Michael and I text every day now. We're building the relationship we should have had all along. His mom has been incredibly gracious about everything. We finally met properly last month. Michael, his mom, me, Emma, and even my mom sat around a dinner table together. It was awkward as hell, but also nice, like getting a piece of my family I never knew was missing. My dad is struggling the most with all this. His secret's out. Both families know about each other. And now he has to face the consequences of 18 years of lies. The crazy part? I'm closer to my family now than I've ever been. Not my parents. That relationship is still healing. But Emma and I are stronger because there are no more secrets between us. And having Michael in my life feels like getting a piece of myself back. My fiancé and I are planning to reschedule our wedding for next spring. Michael's going to walk me down the aisle alongside my dad. It's going to be weird and complicated, but it feels right. You know what I learned from all this? Perfect families don't exist, but honest families can survive anything. My family was built on lies, and it nearly destroyed us. But now that everything's out in the open, we actually have a chance to be real with each other. Some people ask if I regret finding out, if I wish I'd just gotten married and lived in ignorance. And honestly, no. Living a lie isn't living at all. The truth hurt like hell, but it also set us free. So, here's my question for you. If you discovered your entire life was built on a lie, what would you do? Would you choose the comfortable fiction or the painful truth? Would you be able to forgive your family for protecting you from reality? Because sometimes I still don't know if I've made the right choice, but I do know I can finally look at myself in the mirror and know that everything I see is real. What would you have done?